Hey there, it is 2021 and we are actually back at the Knott Scary Farm Boo-Fet. So after a year away, we're going to go inside and we're talking a little bit about it. A lot of people have been asking about the Boo-Fet this year. We've got a lot of traction on our 2019 video of people being curious about it. So we'll talk a little bit about it. There are some changes. First off, we want to say this Boo-Fet is going to be the one located at Spurs, and we'll talk about that and go inside and give you a look at that. There is one at the Knott's Hotel this year, and they've moved up. I believe it's the 9th floor, and so we've not checked that one out yet. Very cool that it's upstairs. Not as cool that the lobby isn't decorated so much anymore. But we always prefer, and we put in our prep guide and our hacks video or whatever you want to call it, to do the Spurs one because we feel like it, for us, is optimal in terms of being able to relax and enjoy and get checked in and all of that. So with that said, no, when we bought our Boo-Fet ticket, they only had a 5, 5:30, and 6 available. They have since added a 4:30. So when we arrived here, and we used to always get the earliest time slot. When we arrived here, we were a little concerned. What we found is what they're doing is they check you in over behind Mrs. Knott's, which is standard, but they are having the 4:30 people sit in Mrs. Knott's. And then the 5 o'clock people have to either wait till 5 or they can choose to go over to Mrs. Knott's early because they were letting people check in a little bit early. But we waited because we like to be in past security. The thing about Mrs. Knott's, we just find in general in the past, it may be different this year, we haven't seen quite as many monsters over there. And also we haven't liked the idea of then having to go and deal with security afterwards. We like the idea of just getting your sticker, getting your cup, and heading into the park and being in Spurs. And so now that I'm recording this, it's like 5:05 or something like that, and we can just relax, interact with the monsters, eat some food, and then at 6:30 when the maze is open, we're already inside. We don't have to worry about budgeting any time to go through security. We don't have to worry if there's something in somebody's bag in our group that's going to be a challenge. They have to take it back to their car or anything like that. It just really simplifies things. So we heavily suggest making sure you do Spurs and not doing the Mrs. Knott's location. So as I said, in our case, so they had us kind of stand off to the side. We checked in maybe 4:45. They had us check in, stand off to the side until they allowed us to go through security at 4:50, something like that, and they let us in. So with that being said, now we're inside here at the park, and we're going to give you a little bit of a look at what you can expect. All right, so Spurs right here. In this part, we're right over next to Ghost Rider. If you're not as familiar with the park, they have you enter right underneath Ghost Rider to come on in. It is much busier here. The park closed at 5, but it's the first day of Spooky Farm, and it was crazy busy. We were actually here covering that, and it was absolutely insane. So normally we find by this time things are much thinner, but they have not cleaned out the park yet. So you got a lot of stragglers here that are not here for Scary Farm, that are just kind of hanging out and taking in the end of the day. So with that said, let's head on inside to Spurs.
I know you did. What are you doing?
Single vegetable on that plate. Gotta get you built up some more. The next thing you know, he's gonna be driving a Camaro after that.
On the count of 3, we're all gonna yell at her. Well, first off, hold on. We're gonna make her feel special with her. Why? Because it's her birthday. On the count of 3, we're all gonna yell that we don't care it's your birthday. Ready? 1, 2, 3. And if you're wondering where all the cheesecake and stuff is going, blame her.
Okay, hopefully you enjoyed that look at the 2021 buffet. I mean, for the most part, it was the 2019 buffet returned, which we were happy to see. A lot of the monsters from the past were back, which we're glad to see. Those scare actors, they do a great job in there. Should say, if you are coming out and you want to, do the photo ops and things like that, this is pretty much like the only chance to really do photos with the monsters, and so it's good for that reason as well. Again, make note that if you get them to the 4:30 slot, it looks like, at least as of tonight, they're putting you over at Mrs. Knott's, and then again, there's also that hotel option as well, and both of those are fine. It's just, like I said, we like to get in through security and be able to just kind of be hanging out in here and be in the park and ready to go for the fog to roll in. So with that said, we are going to get ready to go embrace the fog. We're going to hit the mazes. So the doors open for the 4 Ghost Rider area mazes at 6:30. Our strategy this year is to go Paranormal Inc., Waxworks, Depths, and then Dark Entities last. If there's any trouble with getting the mazes in because they open late, which happened a few times in 2019, that way we can loop back to Dark Entities or the Depths, which are seeming not to have as long of waits later in the evening, at least so far. So that's our strategy. That's our look at the buffet. Hope you have a great time at Knott's Scary Farm if you're coming out, and enjoy that buffet. Until next time, we'll see you in line somewhere.